Good morning, everybody. It's been a while again since I've done one of these, and a lot of things are heating up, I find, energetically with this shift that's going on with this world. And I just thought this morning would be a good time to give you an update on what I've been seeing and experiencing and what's been going on around me. And maybe give you some pointers if some of you are going through some tough times. So a lot of people have been talking about a lot of medical issues going on with a lot of people right now, and hospitals reporting people coming in with heart symptoms and not finding anything wrong, and what the psych wards, a lot of the psych wards have been really busy. And personally, in my family, it's been a tough couple of months. My youngest daughter has been ill with a lot of these symptoms of extreme vertigo, dizziness, fatigue, stomach issues, ringing in the ears, just a lot of bringing you down symptoms. And she's been working with several different physicians. She's had a ton of tests. First they thought it was hyperthyroidism. None of those tests came back negative. Mononucleosis, those came back negative. Lyme's disease, those came back negative. And we live in Colorado, but she did go to Wisconsin, back home where we were all born 2 years ago. So those symptoms can hide. But I just attributed it, as when it first started, to Kundalini awakening, the shift energies coming in. She's somewhat awake, but she's still living in a little bit of the programming, so she's really not ready to hear that right now. She's slowly feeling a little bit better. We were just there for my grandson's 3rd birthday, and my grandson is such a little crystal child. He is just doing great. He's out spreading his love, his heart love. But my father, who is somewhat awake, just got diagnosed. Well, they said it's a 98% chance that he has cancer. He's got a grapefruit-sized tumor on his kidney, which has encroached upon his liver and his adrenal, and pressing on the main artery that supplies the blood. So he's experiencing some bleeding. And so he's going to go talk to an oncologist the middle of next month. But I've been working on him, and I've been doing a lot of healing work lately. It's just been crazy. A lot of energy work on clients, people, and a lot of horses too. I work with the horse. That's where my spirituality began, and that's where my power is, with the horse energy and also the dragon energy. And I call it dragon horse energy because I believe that a lot of the horses here carry the 12th dimension essence of the 12th dimension dragons. I'm not talking about the reptilians. This is 2 completely different factions. The dragons have been given a bad rap, as we know, but just a lot of healing work and a lot of emotion release. And I'll tell you, trapped emotions is what's really holding a lot of us back, and what's really making it tough for us to really integrate this shift. And I've already done this in my last video. I said I'm not following the event anymore because I've already integrated that. And it's like I'm up here holding the energies, and I got my hand down, and I'm helping one by one everybody up. And that's what my job is. That's what I've come here to do. And a lot of people too are checking out. They're just all of a sudden, bang, they're diagnosed with a disease and they're gone. And Some of those people are not able to handle the energies, and some of these people decided that they didn't want to experience this. They'll, they'll go to another third dimension planet and finish out their journey. And a lot of people like me who they are checking out now because they've done this so many times that they don't really need to be here for the final. They don't need to be here. It's like, been there, done that. I've done my job now. I want to go home. It's like, I've been working long hours. I've been working late. I've been working overtime. I've been here too long. It's time for me to go now. I know that, we know this is happening. And so there's a lot of that going on. And, we can't look at everybody's crossing as, this downer. Everybody's crossing is personal to them. And a lot of, you notice a lot of the dark stuff, it's just coming down. The house of cards is slowly crumbling. And, I'm seeing this in my personal life. My husband and I, it's really funny because since we've been married and together, we're like a power team. We've had our rough times, but we've stuck together. And it's like we are system busters. And so anything around us that is dark, we have been put right in the middle of it because we have the energy and the backing to bust all of this. And we've taken on so many different dark energies, dark people, and taken them down. And we're dealing with a really nasty hospital right now. And we're slowly taking this hospital down. I think a lot of the hospitals, there's a lot of it that is controlled and working for the dark side. My husband had a very bad incident with the hospital, and so we're slowly dismantling this hospital. We're bringing out the old, taking the old and bringing the new, but it's just like it just keeps coming back at us, and we have to see this through. But it is slowly a lot of conspiracy, a lot of what's the word I'm looking for here? Corruption, a lot of corruption in this hospital. And, we've been watching, if you watch the news, you've seen a lot of hospitals that are working in corruption. It's just all about the money. And a lot of them are here to just, the Agenda 21 thing. And this hospital is I believe is one of them. So yes, we're like this power team. And so we're dealing with right now, we're building a home in this subdivision, and that's owned by a multi-billionaire. And the rumor is that this man, he loves to sue. So because he has a lot of money, he kind of looks like Ross Perot to give you a vision. But he uses his money, and he built a subdivision, and he put in faulty roads. And I think this subdivision is actually like one of those tax shelters, or it's one of his entities, financial entities, that has to always make a loss. Otherwise he has to pay all these taxes. And so he's doing a lot of underhanded things. We just had a meeting, and he pretty much ramrodded the meeting, and it basically was a fake, it was an illegal meeting. He's the president. He keeps electing himself president. He elects his two daughters, secretary and treasurer. And if any of you know anything about HOAs, you kind of know what I'm talking about. So we got in there, and so now a few of our people, our clients, have gotten in there, and these people have money, and so we are on this man's tail. And this man is 85 years old, and they're saying that this year now he's aged like 100 years. And it's like, okay, he is losing the game. The energies, he can't take the energies anymore. The energies are really, really affecting him. And so, I think he'll be taken out pretty quickly too. But I was just in Fort Collins, Colorado, visiting my grandson and my daughter and son-in-law and my niece and her husband. And we went downtown Fort Collins and walked in a crystal store, and you meet, those of you know me, I'm the crystal lady. And I'm just walking around, and there, I have everything I need. And there, I was just, being nice. And they had some herb mixtures there, and I muscle tested it and no, I didn't need it. And then all of a sudden something caught, shiny thing, this boho girl, this gypsy girl, oh, shiny thing, go over there. So I go over there, and sure enough, on the shelf was this. Can you see it? This is Celestine. And right away, that was like, I've never been drawn to it before. And it was like, oh my gosh, yes. So I muscle tested, and yes, I need this. And so I bought that, and I went to the other crystal store, and there we go. Another one. So I have two of them. And so I've been working with them. And of course, with them is my Lemurian seed crystal that was gifted to me by a man who survived Katrina. He somewhat survived the Katrina and moved back to Colorado and opened up a shop here in Salida and gifted me. And this one's given me a lot of information about Lemuria, and I was able to incorporate it in my Dragon Horse books. And so I'm working with both of them and bringing in a lot of the fire energies. It's really weird, but I'm a fire girl. I'm a Phoenix girl, and I work with the violet flame, and I work with the rainbow light body energies, and the dragon energies, and the horse energies, and the healing circles that I've been doing lately just have been mind-blowing. And I, because I'm in postmenopause, I all of a sudden started getting this UTI, and it's like, what is this? And so working with the healing circles and bringing everybody else around me and my clients into this healing circle, it, of course, heal me. But it's just, while everybody else is running around in chaos and experiencing all these symptoms and the awakening, I've already gone through the awakening so many years ago. I've been there. I do commiserate with you people because I know how it is. And a matter of fact, I dealt with shingles a couple years ago, and that is the worst. And, because shingles runs up your spine. And so that was worse. So I know what you're going through. And, but you can go through it. You can do your work, and you can go through it. And there are so many like us, healers like us. This is what we came here to do, to help you. We've got our hand held out, and we're helping you, come over. And so I've been doing a lot of work with these people and a lot of animals. And it's really interesting because when I started recording this, I have my little, and when I started recording, it was all 7s and 3s. Very interesting. But have you noticed that you're seeing numbers, repetitive numbers? I'm seeing 1, 1, 1, 1, 1s and 4s, 7s and 3s. I mean, just crazy. So that's another sign, so it just, I wanted to also say about you couples, relationships, especially with the lunar eclipse and going into retrograde again, and all these energies coming in, it's really disrupting relationships. And my husband is somewhat awake, but he is he's like one of those earth angels. He's the one that's been at so many accident scenes. Or he was working one day, working in a house. He does construction, and it was a Sunday, it was a holiday, and he and there was another guy in the subdivision, and he could hear somebody, help. Well, the guy had fallen off the roof, and he had Luckily, he had a harness, but it was just the band around his stomach. It was like a buckle, and the guy was hanging. He was a big guy, and my husband had to run. You know, he could hear this faint, help, help, and he had to run. And of course, Colorado, nothing's flat. It's all uphill. He had to run uphill, run up the stairs, bust a window to get this guy in, and he saved this guy's life. But he's been to so many accidents. A girl that was chased by pit bulls on her bicycle, and it caused her to crash, and she had severe head injuries, and she was convulsing, and nobody else would touch her because she was bleeding, and he was the only one that would touch her, and he stayed with her until the helicopter came and took her out. She did have brain damage, but she did live. Another guy, it was his retirement, and it was late at night, and my husband was taking the babysitter home because we had gone out that night, and he was at the stop sign and saw this car coming like 100 miles an hour, missed the turn, flipped his car, body flew out of the car, and my husband ran over there, and the guy died in his arms. So he's been at a lot of these. Oh, and at work. Another guy at work, when he was working at the pulp mill when he was young, when we were in our 20s, the guy got his hands caught up in one of the chippers, and it was sucking him up into the chipper, and it was shredding his hands and his arms. And he was able to help this guy, hold this guy up while they stopped machine and got him out. And he lost his arms, of course, but nobody else would touch this man. Everybody else was freaking. And so, but he is like, he just doesn't want to know about any of this stuff. You do it. You do it. I'm too busy doing my thing. And so we kind of balance each other out. And so there's a lot of upheaval with relationships right now. And I just want to tell you people, there's a lot of people saying, oh, well, you know, if your person isn't on the same level you are, you know, just get rid of them, you know, go find somebody else, which I don't agree with, unless he's very dark and he's beating you and you know, he's beating the kids and he's out robbing stores, something, you know what I mean? There is a huge fine line here, people. And, you know, so some of these people are like, oh, well, you know, my husband doesn't meditate with me every day, so I'm going to find somebody else. Well, that's exactly what the dark side wants you to do. Divide and conquer. Let's break up these power couples. And yeah, it was never meant to be easy right now for us. So don't give up and look deep in that person's heart. Look in his heart. Remember, I've talked about heart energy before. That's where that real person is. And my husband has a huge heart. He's not perfect. I'm not perfect. No, far from it. So it is important now more than ever that you power couples stay together. You have to support each other so you can finish out your work here. And so don't give up, you know, look into that person's heart. And always, if he's doing something you don't like, look back at something he's done that's just, you know, wowed you. Because, you know, we are wired to only dwell on the bad things. You know, oh, he did this once and he did that once. And we're wired to dwell on that. It's all part of that divide and conquer, that separation. So people, stick it out, stay together, work it out. It'll be worth it in the end. So, you know, there's so many videos out there on how to deal with energies. But right now, the healers, a lot of the healers now, you have to really discern some of the healers. Some of them are still working with the false light demiurge paradigm. So, you know, you have to just discern some of these healers. And the healers who are working for, you know, the true light, their energies, I mean, instantaneous healing. It just depends on the person, how ready this person is and how willing this person is to do the work. You know, we're just the facilitators. It's ultimately up to you. And so, you know, if you need help, seek out a lot of healers. There's healers out there that work on donation basis, like me. You know, and even people like me who are healers, I have to seek out other people to help me. I have my support system. Vicky and Dawn, you know Dawn, she's been on my channel before. She's fantastic. Vicky, she's another one that's been supporting me. So, you know, find your support team, healers like me, because it's hard for us to do our own work. I found that a long time ago. And find the thing that really heals you while you're doing it. For me, you know, it's my horses. So when I'm with Ciara and we're working in we're working harmoniously together, I mean, it's just like I'm on cloud nine when I'm the rest of the day. It's like, you know, because her brain waves and her heart waves, they just re-regulate mine. And that's what horses do. They are balancers. You know, horses have been with humanity since the beginning. And now that they don't have to work physically for us, they can actually do their real job. And that's to assist humanity spiritually. Oh yeah, and I just come across another horse that I'm going to be taking in that needs my help. I've already been working with her long distance. She's another Arab, and she's with a vet right now that has no clue about any of this stuff, and their energies just do not mesh in this horse is in a real bad way. And I told her I would take her because I'm just afraid this horse is going to end up in slaughter. But I see into this horse's heart, and I know this horse has so much to offer. So I'm really looking forward to this journey with this new horse that I'm going to be bringing in and working with. And Ciara's all excited. She is ready for it. So Ciara and I have been working on her long distance. So anyways, that's my update for today, you guys. I got to go home. I got to go home. Yeah, I'm ready to go home. Aren't we ready to go home? Yes, let's go home. I got to go and finish my hair and go to work. So, you know, and has anybody listened to Lisa Harris? I'm curious. I listen to her once in a while, and she's from Australia, and she's talking about, she's giving out a new date. Yes, I know, a new date, right? Which is what we need, but she's standing by it. So it's really interesting. And her new date is the 31st of this month, 31st of July. And so I'm just, you know, with what's going on around me and what I've been witnessing, you know, like I said, it's already happening. It's already happening. It's just that the healers and people like us, we are holding our hand out and we're helping, we're pulling you over to our side, and we're in it. And it's just, you know, in massive amounts, and we're bringing you over, and we're bringing more and more over. And the more we bring over, the more the white light is shining on the darkness, and the house of cards is falling. So it's really interesting. So, you know, I'm taking this date with a grain of salt, but it is interesting to see that she's got another date, and you might want to check it out just for, you know, shits and giggles. And anyways, you guys, hang in there. Things are happening. You know, we're already there. I mean, I'm already there. I'm you know, I'm doing my thing, and I'm pretty excited and pumped about it. And I'm really looking forward to the future, no matter what it is. And so anyways, much love to all of you, and I'll be talking to you soon.